Hi, Sam here with Batch Stoves, and today we're going to do some more dry baking. And it just so happened that my lovely wife decided to make a sour cream pound cake today, and in doing so she had some extra batter, so she asked if I would like to use that batter to make a dry baking video, and I said, well, of course. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to be using the BatchStovez BS 1.1 alcohol stove. We have 1 ounce of heat, gas line antifreeze. And what we have done, we're going to be using our 12 centimeter dry baking combo. Let me get this stove lit. And we have our 12 centimeter cook pot and a dry baking ring made from just some foil oven liner. And we have inside our 10 centimeter dry baking dish, I have the batter for the pound cake, and I also spread some shortening on the inside and then dusted it with flour. That's the way my wife does her pound cake, so to be fair, I wanted to do it the same way to see if it turned out just right. So we're going to put that down in the 12 centimeter dry baking cook pot, excuse me. And she said it takes about an hour to bake the pound cake, so I know this stove will go about 40 minutes on 1 ounce, so we'll let it go and see if it takes that long. It may not take that long. We'll have to see. I'm going to turn the stove down so we get let you get a view of the flame pattern there. We'll put our cook pot on and start a timer, and we will put a windscreen around it loosely, and we'll let this go. I'll show you the type flame we got going under here. Not very intense, it's not a very hot flame. Do I have it centered? Let's see here, baby. About more like that. Okay. And so we'll let this run and we'll come back and check it. Never done a pound cake before, so it's going to be interesting. Hopefully it turns out as good as my wife's does, but I doubt it. But we're going to give it a shot. So we'll come back and check on it probably at about the 20-minute mark. The 10-minute mark's kind of pointless because it's still going to be doughy. She said it'll probably triple in size, so we'll see. But we'll come back and check on it around the 20-minute mark. Alright? Okay, so we're about at the 20-minute mark. We're at 19 minutes 42 seconds. Let me show you what kind of flame we got, so you can see it's not too intense. Dry baking, you want to have a nice steady low temperature. At least that's what works for me. Different people have different methods, but that's the method that really works well for me. Let's look at the pound cake and see how we're doing. Okay, you can see it's still really wet, but it is puffing up. So it could quite possibly go about an hour. So we'll come back and check on it in another say 10 minutes or so, and we'll see where we're at. Okay, so we're right at the 30-minute mark. I wanted to show you what kind of flame we're maintaining under here. And you can see we're at the 30-minute mark. Let's get the light. Let's check on our pound cake. Okay, it's risen to the top. And it's starting to, it looks like it's starting to brown on the sides. Smells good. Looks good. Let's come back and check it in another 10 minutes or so. So we'll go to the 40-minute mark. Okay, so we're checking again. We're at about 40 minutes. And the stove is still going. And I believe the stove ran out around, in a previous video on 1 ounce, the stove ran out at about 42 minutes, I believe. So we'll take a look and see what the top of this looks like. It looks nice and brown. I don't know if the center, that's my biggest concern, is if the center is cooked. It's coming out clean. It feels cooked. So we may be okay. But what I'm going to do is, since I believe that the stove's going to burn out anyways, I'll probably just let it go ahead and go for a few minutes. But actually it looks pretty, the stove looks pretty strong, so probably what I'll do is let me just go ahead so that I don't risk burning the sides, because I don't know, never really dry baked pound cake, folks, so we're doing this, figuring this out as we go along. So let's go ahead and just let the stove go until it runs out. And we'll see how long that is. We're about 42 minutes now, but you can still see the flames going there. So maybe this will go about 45 minutes or so. And I hope that's enough time to bake this pound cake. My wife said it takes normally an hour, so I'm not sure what temperature, probably 350, I didn't ask. And like I've said in my other videos, with dry baking, I believe the temperature is around 225. I may be wrong. I really haven't had any way of really checking it and get an accurate temperature, but I know that whenever the baked goods first come out, as soon as you put the stove out, if you stick a thermometer in there, it's around 210. And so I'm thinking inside the oven it's got to be a lot higher than that. So, and I'm going to go ahead and let's just go ahead and call it 45 minutes. It's about 46 minutes there. But as you can see, it's just still barely going. Yeah, actually it's blowing pretty good, but it's wanting to try to die out, so we'll go ahead and call it done. And then see, our pound cake is nice and brown on the edges. The one thing about dry baking is you never can seem to get the top brown. But okay, we're at 46 minutes. I'm going to let this continue to cook and cool off, and we'll come back and check it after it has cooled off. It'll still continue to bake inside the pot with the residual heat. So we'll let it go till about the 1 hour mark, and then we'll come back and check it. Okay, we're right at the 58-minute mark, and let's see what we got. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. Okay, it's really hot, but let's take a look at it. You can see it's nice and done, and it's really hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just let it cool off, and then once it cools off, I will once it cools off, we'll take it out of the dry baking dish and see what we got. Hopefully it's a nice cooked pound cake. Alright, so let's let it cool off. Okay, so we've let the pound cake cool off real good, and it's completely cool now. And I want to show you when it cools off, you can see how it separates from the edge, and that helps. What it does is it constricts when it cools off, and it helps release it from the dry baking dish. So I'm anxious to see how this turns out. See if you can work it around, work it away from the sides, and see if it comes out. Hey, well, there you go. Came out pretty good. Fairly pleased with that. Smells delicious. And this hopefully will just wipe right out. It seems to be going to come out fairly easy. Man, I gotta tell you, this pound cake really smells good. My wife makes a wonderful pound cake, and so there you see, it came pretty clean. And see if we can maybe break this in half or something. There we go. It's nice and done on the inside. So there you go. Wow, pound cake with an alcohol stove. I'm pretty impressed with that. My wife said it takes about an hour to cook, but we did this in about 45 minutes, so very good. Very delicious. So not sure what the ingredients are for my wife's pound cake, but it's definitely not something that you want to try to cook when you're on the trail. But it was, since you had some of the batter left over, it was kind of neat just to see if I could do it in the 12 centimeter dry baking combo. And it worked out good. Not sure what all the ingredients are. Flour, butter, eggs, it's sugar. It's a lot of real high fat content ingredients. But anyways, I'm Sam at BatchStovez. Thank you so much for watching the videos. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and stop by the website and visit us at www.BatchStovez.com. Check out our 12 centimeter dry baking combo, and also check out our BS 1.1 adjustable flame stove. It's a very well-rounded, very versatile stove to use for boiling, baking, simmering, really any kind of cooking you need. So I'm Sam for Batch Stoves. Have a great day.